basketball a lot of the times is about fit. Sometimes it don't matter if you're the better player or not. If you fit well better than that better player, it doesn't matter. You're more valuable in that circumstance. But just because you're more valuable in that circumstance doesn't mean you're more valuable as a player. So Draymond Green and like Kenyon Martin is going through this little. These talks have been happening because Kenyon Martin literally was talking about Draymond's game. That he's not really like he's not really like that. You feel me? He's not really like who people perceive him to be, you know. And you know, people are saying it's disrespectful from Kenyon Martin, and then there's other people backing Kenyon Martin. And honestly, listen, I just got to put it like this with this whole Draymond and Kenyon Martin thing, and even Draymond Green in general. See, I remember the talks that I literally heard. I think people could remember from PC. I actually heard people try to put Draymond Green over Carmelo Anthony. Like, seriously. There were serious conversations of people saying, you know what, Draymond Green better than Carmelo. Like, and I couldn't understand it. I couldn't fathom it. And the main issue with that is because, and this is something I just really can't stand, we need to stop judging people off of the best circumstances that works off for them and then comparing them to people that haven't had those same circumstances to them, right? And Draymond Green is a good example of this, where we have to understand that people in the best circumstance for them, a lot of the times what happens in those circumstances, a lot of their flaws get protected. It gets protected, which then their impact to the game is at a great level, of course, but that's because of a lot of other things that's able to make up for their lack of talent, right? And this is why Draymond and even Steph, they're such a great duo together, because they complement each other in the opposite way, right? Steph compliments Draymond to a great extent because Draymond is not a great offensive player at all. He never has been. Steph has never been a great defender. So what that helps out for both of them is you can have Draymond on the floor and Steph on the floor where they protect each other's flaws, right? That's what's happened with both of their careers with each other. Now, Steph is far more sustainable without Draymond than the other way around. I think we've seen that. Draymond, on the other hand, is not. And when we talk about a guy like Draymond Green and we're talking about him and overall rankings of all time, like, we got to understand, like, Draymond's a role player. Is a difference from you a role player and, like, you being a star. I'm sorry, LaMarcus Aldridge is better than Draymond Green to me. LaMarcus is a better player than Draymond Green to me. I get Draymond with the defense and I get Draymond with, you know, the chips and everything. But I'm going to be honest. LaMarcus is a star player. Draymond is a role player. It's two different things. You feel me? It's two completely different things. So, yeah, Draymond on the Warriors with other stars and scoring options, it looks amazing. And he's probably better in that role than LaMarcus Aldridge. Then Kenyon Martin on the Nets, right? Dog, you put Draymond where he has to be a 1 or a 2, you can't build around Draymond. You can't. You can actually build around LaMarcus and other guys like that. You can make something maybe happen. Draymond can't. You can't do that with him. So when we're talking about ranking all time and everything, we got to separate y'all stars and y'all role players. Like, they did the same thing with Melo. They did the same. Oh, my bad. Close this. Boy. Let me close that real quick. Well, it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. Draymond Green, if we're going to be honest, Draymond Green has only had 2 seasons in his whole entire career where he's actually been, like, competent as an offensive player. Like, he's been in the league for a while now. He's only had maybe, and I'm stretching it with the 2, maybe 2 seasons where he was like, okay, he's a average or above average offensive player. And that was in 2015 and 2016. 2016, he was definitely like actually pretty good, pretty solid to me. I thought he was pretty good in 2016. But it's like that's who Draymond is. Draymond has been a liability on the offensive side of things for almost his whole entire career. Draymond has definitely been a liability in that almost his whole entire career. I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to play with somebody like that and even build around somebody like that. Draymond Green reminds me, honestly, it's like it's literally Tony Allen. Draymond Green is very similar to Tony Allen. Tony Allen's, and even Draymond Green, one of the greatest defenders ever. One of the greatest defenders ever. But they hurt their teams a lot because of the lack of offense that they provide. Now, unlike Tony, Draymond has had the benefit of playing on a team where there was just so much offense to be around him. So he's able to log in a lot more minutes because of that. If you put him on a team like the Grizzlies, if you put him on a team where that's not there, that shooting's not there, guess what? Similar to Tony Allen, he can't be on the floor like that. You need to use him in spurts because that hurts your team tremendously. When you can't put the ball in, like you can't put the ball in the bucket at all. That hurts your team. And Draymond playing with Steph, Clay, KD, and just around Steph his whole entire career, it makes up. And it makes him be able to log in more minutes. It makes up for that lack of offense so that he can play longer and have an impact longer. Without that, dog, like how are you even going to play that guy? You can't. You can't really. And he runs the offense well with Steve Kerr. But he's not like we got to stop lying, dog. Like, he's not no Magic with the peel. He ain't even like Bane or none of those guys. He's great on the break, great with dribble handoffs, great with seam cuts, and that's it. He's not really creating plays. He's letting the offense run, just capitalizing off of that. He's not creating those advantages. The system is. He has good vision. Can't take away from his vision. His vision is great. But, man, when you have an inability to score, that holds you back as a player a lot of times. You feel me? Like you can't, and I like what Bulletproof said right here. The fact even KG couldn't carry a team, but people put Draymond in these conversations is disgusting. You can't build a team around a defender no matter how good he is defensively. You just can't. You can't do it. It don't matter how good they are defensively. You cannot do it. It's almost impossible. And putting Draymond in some conversations, it's like literally I heard the Melo versus Draymond combos, dog. I literally heard that. And what was people's arguments? Well, would Melo be as good on the Golden State Warriors as Draymond? No. Basketball isn't, and I hate those arguments mainly because basketball a lot of times is about fit. Sometimes it don't matter if you're the better player or not. If you fit well better than that better player, it doesn't matter. You're more valuable in that circumstance. But just because you're more valuable in that circumstance doesn't mean you're more valuable as a player. It's just the roles and the skills you have complements that circumstance better than the other guy. Because they don't need a guy like Melo in that crew. They don't. They don't need a guy like Kenyon Martin. I'm not going to lie. Kenyon Martin probably could win with that crew. Kenyon Martin probably could. Especially if in 2015, Kyrie and Kyrie and Kevin Love gets hurt. He'll win with KD without a doubt. And then in 22, that's where it gets shaky. But we'll see. You never know. You never know. But he'll probably win in 22. A lot of these guys, I'm not going to lie, a lot of these guys that was in Draymond's shoes, there's a lot of guys that could be on that team and still win. Now, would they be as good? I don't think so because I think he just complements them to a better extent. So I'm not sure if they'll be as good, right? But like the end result will happen just the same. I believe that. The end result will definitely happen just the same. So to me, Draymond, Very great player, very great role player. But this Draymond needs to, he's in the Dennis Rodman combos, bro. Like that's the combos he's in. That's the echelon of player. That's the type of player he needs to be talked about in. You know, that's your role players, your Horace Grants. You know? But when it comes to these stars, when it comes to these guys where they're game planning, he's not better than he's not better than Boogie Cousins. I may be getting disrespectful here. I don't care. He's not better than DeMarcus Cousins. He's not better. He's not even close to him. I'm sorry. Not better than Boogie. He's not better than AD. He's not nowhere near them. Nowhere near Jason Kidd. Nowhere near none of these guys. It's different levels, dog. So we got to chill out with these Draymond Green talks. And I may get hate for this. Man, I could care less. You could disagree all you want, man. It don't matter to me.